My upstairs neighbor told me he'd be loud when he wanted to be loud, so I showed him what that really meant. I'd lived in that building for 4 years without a single complaint. Old brick walls, decent soundproofing, the kind of place where people minded their own business. Then Derek moved in above me last spring. Not Derek with a K, he'd correct anyone who'd listen. Derek with a C. Should have been my first red flag. Within a week, it was bass drops at 2 a.m., workout videos at midnight, conference calls on speaker at all hours. I'm not unreasonable. I get it. People live their lives. But when you can hear someone's entire phone conversation about their cryptocurrency portfolio through your ceiling at 3 a.m. on a Tuesday, patience wears thin. I tried the friendly approach first. Knocked on his door one evening after a particularly brutal Monday, where he'd apparently decided to rearrange furniture until 4 a.m. He answered shirtless, protein shake in hand, looking annoyed that I'd interrupted his evening. I kept it simple, just asked if he could keep it down after 11 p.m. on weeknights. He actually laughed, not a chuckle, a full laugh like I'd told him a joke. Said he worked from home, kept his own hours, and wasn't going to adjust his life because I couldn't handle normal living sounds. When I pointed out that dubstep at 3 a.m. wasn't exactly normal, he leaned against his doorframe and said the words that would haunt him. I'll be loud when I want to be loud. Those 7 words changed everything. 4 years of being the quiet, considerate neighbor ended right there in that hallway. I smiled, said, okay, and went back downstairs. He probably thought he'd won. The music continued that night until 3:47 a.m. I know the exact time because that's when I finalized my plan. See, I'm a contractor. Specifically, I do home renovations, and my apartment just happened to desperately need some repairs I've been putting off. Nothing major, just some kitchen updates, bathroom tiles, maybe some custom shelving, the kind of work that requires power tools. Lots of power tools. Started the next morning at 6 a.m. sharp with the tile saw. If you've never heard a tile saw, imagine a dentist drill had a baby with a jet engine. The walls in our building conducted that sound straight up into his bedroom. He was at my door by 6:15, hair sticking up, demanding to know what I was doing. I showed him my work permit, completely legal for construction between 6 a.m. and 8 p.m. on weekdays. He asked how long this would take. I shrugged, told him renovations can be unpredictable, but I'd only be loud when I needed to be loud. Used his exact cadence when I said it too. Day 2, 6 a.m., the hammer drill. That thing could wake the dead when it hit concrete. Derek called the landlord. Landlord called me. I sent him photos of the water damage I discovered behind my bathroom wall, complete with documentation. Landlord thanked me for handling it myself. Day 3, 6 a.m., circular saw. Direct tried bribery. Showed up with a $100 bill, asking me to start later. I told him I had other jobs in the afternoon. Early morning was my only free time. He crumpled the bill and stormed off. By the end of week 1, he'd tried everything. Cops came twice, both times looked at my permits and left. He filed a complaint with the building management, who informed him construction was allowed. He even tried recruiting other neighbors to complain, but they all remembered his music. Mrs. Chen from 3B actually asked if I could fix her squeaky floorboards next. Said she'd pay extra for the 6 a.m. time slot. Week 2 got creative. Monday I needed to test the electrical. Lots of drilling into walls to run new wire. Tuesday was demolition day for the old tile. Wednesday I discovered the subfloor needed work. Thursday the new tiles needed cutting. Friday was grout removal with the oscillating tool, which sounds like an angry bee the size of a dog. He tried headphones, earplugs, even checked into a hotel for 2 nights, but he always came back, and I was always there at 6 a.m. Sometimes I'd wave at him through the window as he stumbled to his car, tool in hand. The breaking point came end of week 3. I was installing cabinet hardware, actually quiet work, when he knocked. Different knock this time, defeated. He asked when I'd be done. I told him honestly, probably another month, maybe 2. His face went white. Then he asked if there was any way I could work later in the day, just sometimes. I pretended to think about it and said, well, if my upstairs neighbor could keep it quiet after 11 p.m., I suppose I could start my work at a more reasonable hour. That night, for the first time in months, silence.